intelligence, signal intelligence, and geospatial intelligence all put together over again same over an enterprise. This is what is the effect of ICT technology. Bringing together information from various sources, integrating them, data collected in different formats from different sources, and making it workable information or intelligence. That is what is the power of ICT in geospatial technology. Now, looking at into the advancement of data acquisition technology, earlier we had only the theodolites or the labeling instruments. Now we have got the global positioning systems, we have got high resolution images, sensors of different types, laser sensors, and so many. So there is tremendous improvement and development in the data acquisition technology. Similarly, in the processing technology, where a couple of years back people were worried about how so much of data can be manipulated or it can be utilized, is no more a problem. The processing technology, we have got very useful hardware and softwares available which can integrate and which can manipulate the way we want. Similarly, in the imaging capability, at some point of time we had images of 16 meter, 20 meters resolution, then came down to 5.8 meter, then it came down to sub-meter level. So now we have got more and more high resolution images. People's ambition, the user's ambition or aspirations have also gone very high. From they were earlier the users are happy with a 50,000 scale map. Now everybody wants a very large scale map, 1:1,000, 1:2,000, and these satellite images have really changed the mindset of the user community of geospatial technology. These are some of the typical critical applications like 3D analysis, point analysis, image maps, corridor analysis, traffic ability analysis, and there are many more applications. The other new impact is the LiDAR technology, which is called light detection and ranging, which has also got a tremendous application because it generates high resolution DEM of 15 centimeter accuracy. It has got also the other applications because it has got an active sensors, utilizing it either in the daytime or at night time. You have got a lot of civil applications like your power line monitoring. Then you have got flood monitoring because the LiDAR technology can be used at the time of during flood or cyclone or any such situation because the laser rays it penetrates through the cloud. So there is no limitation of an optical sensor which is usable only when there is a cloud-free environment. And the DEM and DSMs generated from LiDAR are much more informative because it's a very high resolution. We can pick up a generated DEM or at a 15 centimeter interval, and also you can generate a bare earth model, or we call it surface model. So these are some of the applications of the LiDAR data. So this is the advancement of technology. Then the data fusion capability. When we have got data from different sensors, we can fuse it and manipulate it as per our own requirement and applications. These images are similarly are some of the applications in flood modeling. It has got mathematic applications, urban planning applications. And if you see the quality of data or the input, output what we are getting is much more usable in any domain, whether it is civil or military, it doesn't matter, make a much difference. It meets all the requirement, whether during disaster or emergency or your normal developmental project or for military operations. So everywhere the combined the data collected from various sources, we can put it together and use it the way we want. Urban planning, flood management. The one interesting is here, see the whole of data we are collecting. Most of them, my images are military centric, not a little away from the civil domain, doesn't matter. But as long as I convey the basic idea and put all this data in a spatial data infrastructure so that the data is disseminated from a single source. That is what is the technological advancement in data dissemination. Then we have got whole lot of navigational satellites. No more it is the dominance of only the GPS. We have got the GLONASS, Galileo. So more and more navigational satellites are coming. And so there is a no dearth of geospatial data. It can be utilized. However, technology has got always some limitations. I don't want to, create an feeling that technology can, the geospatial technology can provide you all the solutions which we are looking for. It will always have some challenges also. The challenges are when you are, how do you collect data? In the morning, Minister also said, the data, getting the data is the most important thing, and when you are getting the data from different sources, integrating the data fusion is a very important, key issue. The secondly, the most of the GIS systems which we see are imported from abroad. It doesn't really meet the Indian requirements. You have to customize it, and when you have to customize it, since the source code is not with you, most of the time it falls short of your own aspirations. And when we are talking about G governance, from E governance to G governance, the user aspiration is that data should be available at one point, whereas in India, the data, for data you have to go to various government agencies or private agencies. It is not available at one point, at one source. Then the integration of satellite data with the line maps. So for example, for cadastral survey applications where we have got the maps are of around 1:5,000 scale resolution, and satellite imagery also we have got high resolution images. But when you match them, we'll have a lot of discrepancies. So that will create problem. And similarly, for 3D analysis, when you are doing for other applications, the data fusion from different sources will always pose some challenges. And then the issue is that it is not only integration or interoperability of data, it is the integration and interoperability of the human beings who are involved or who are the driving force behind the geospatial technology. So we need to have joint projects. We must have collaborations with the national mapping organizations, the industry, the data producers, the research organizations, the academia, and the users. So we need to do a lot of collaboration, and then only we can effectively exploit the geospatial technology. That's all, and should there be any question, I'll be happy to answer that.